Hey, what's up, everybody? This is FalseProof. We're here with our first interview for Jet Set Understand. You probably saw the title, but we are here with the creator of what I would say is probably the hottest new thing in the Jet Set community. It's Jet Set Radio Future Multiplayer's creator. It is Screenracer. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good.
I know you just came off the release of 0.4.2. I've said that so many times. You would not believe how many times I've had to say those numbers in succession. But yeah, how are you doing?
Well, I'm pretty burnt out now because I was working on that update for a while. But yeah, I've been taking a break, taking it easy. But yeah, for the most part, I'm fine.
Yeah. No, I think like you were saying that when we were talking, obviously,
Yeah,
it's going to be like pretty crazy. And especially, it's not a project you're like actively getting paid for. Although, like, obviously, people can support
yeah,
you on Patreon, which I got to say, like, killing it on the Patreon game, my man.
yeah. That money actually, I only use that to pay for the server costs. I don't actually like profit off of that or
Right.
anything.
Yeah, you were saying, which is good because then, people are going to be
Yeah,
more inclined to actually play because you're just paying for, like you said, just for server costs. And I mean, the
yeah,
cosmetics are like, they're cool and it's not, it's just a buck. That's why I talked about it because I was like, it's $1.
yeah.
If you love the series enough, you like the fan game, you'll support it. But yeah, I mean, with most of these interviews, I'm probably going to ask everybody. So I'm going to kick it off with asking you, how did you get into Jet Set Radio? What was your first experience with the entire series?
Well, I had a I had an Xbox when I was like really, really young.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I'd say like 6, 7, like really young. And I remember I had Jets Radio Future,
Hmm.
and I don't really remember much of it from back then. I remember that I really liked 99th Street, and I could never get there because I was a little kid and I was bad at games, and we couldn't save our game. Forget why.
Was it like a corrupt hard drive or something like that? I've heard that's happened with a few
Something like
people.
that. I can't remember exactly. So like every time I wanted to play, I'd have to get my dad to go get me to 99th Street because that was like my favorite map.
Nice.
I was like, oh, I was a little kid. I was like, oh, bright colors.
So it's at that point you weren't like really into it. You just liked the aesthetic of the whole game.
Yeah, I was really young back then. But yeah, as whenever I matured more, I kind of forgot about Jets Radio altogether until I saw it on. This was back when I was a console peasant. I saw it on the PlayStation Store, and I was like, "Oh, Jet Set Radio! I remember that game." And at this point, I didn't even know that there were two Jet Set Radios. I
Yeah.
thought Future was the only one,
Hmm.
and I bought it, and I was like, "What is this? This ain't the Jet Set Radio I played."
Oh yeah, it's a very different experience going from Future to the original Jet Set Radio. I know your pain.
From there, I did some research, and I found out that Future was like completely different and all that. And then I got an original Xbox, which I still have hooked up next to my computer, and yeah.
Did you wind up playing the original Jet Set Radio? I'm assuming you might have.
I
Sounded like you did.
played it a little bit, not much though. I tried to play it on PC,
Oh yeah.
like a while ago, and I didn't have a controller, and it was like the worst experience I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, those bindable controls are they're rough. They are very rough.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I record it for like videos and I'm just every time I'm just like this is so stiff. It just really emphasizes like just how much more I like the controls in Jet Set Radio Future.
Yeah, the problem I had is Beat would keep falling over for like no reason.
Weird.
I don't know. But maybe I'll give it another shot because everyone's gonna have a different opinion on like anything.
Yeah.
But I know some people actually like the original game over Future, which I mean personally I don't really understand, but everyone's entitled to their opinion. But yeah, maybe I should give it another shot someday if I get a controller.
I mean, if you had a 360 or a PS3, I mean, look at it that way because that's how I played it at first, and then I went to PC, and I had a fun time playing on 360, so it wasn't so bad. Did you have the combo disc or was it standalone? Do you remember?
Combo disc. I didn't even know standalone existed.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people did, and I've tried to like find all the information, and like apparently based on what I found out so far. They did a big press release at like a Tokyo Game Show. Then the game came out and it sold like terribly in Japan. So they're just like, we'll bundle it with the Xbox and see how it does. So I feel
Yeah.
like if they hadn't done that, we might not even know about it at this point. But yeah, cool, man. So I feel like what's super interesting, I was trying to find some info just about you in general and just trying to like maybe there's like other interviews and that sort of thing. So here's what I want to know. How did you come up with the name Screenracer?
Oh boy. Whenever I was younger, I made like this racing game,
Okay.
and I didn't know what to call it, so I was like, well, I'm racing cars and it's
Yeah.
on my screen. So I'm calling it
Gotcha.
Screenracer. And then I put it on like ModDB or something like that. I'm sure you could find it if you
Oh,
dig
yeah.
hard enough. But yes, I really wanted people to play my racing game. So I started calling myself after my racing
Gotcha.
game.
Smart move. I actually found this like interesting comment on a Steam page. I'll send you the link. Sorry, I think it was the community page for Jet Set Radio. And it was a dude asking how he can get the Japanese version of JSR, and you were just talking about like modding. I think this was
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was back when I was looking into the original JSRF Radio files, so I could like rip maps and stuff from it.
yeah, like that's pretty cool. How far did you get with that?
Pretty far actually. I managed to rip the vertices out of the maps.
Okay,
But I couldn't get any further than that.
no worries. I mean, that's pretty cool though that you managed to even get that far. Because really, so what map is that? Shibuya?
Yeah, that's Shibuya. If you
Okay.
look closely, you can clearly tell.
Oh yeah,
But,
because you can like the first image is a little tough because it looks like the hill
Yeah, that's
into the bus terminal, and then the second one is the bus terminal.
you know how Zaka Hill and JSRF has like that warp zone?
Yeah.
You can see that they actually use that same technique here in Shibuya. If you look
Okay.
over at the half pipe area.
Okay. So let me.
I
just,
didn't even realize
let me
that
show you.
until I saw the verts here. But
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So that like the top part is is that the downhill section? So like on the left. I'm looking at
the left is the downhill section.
Okay, and then that middle section is kind of like that where like
That's
the construction.
Yeah, the playground area, and the right is like the familiar area that everyone knows.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So which part of this is emulating Zaka Hill, at least?
You see where the half pipe is, right?
Sort of. It's tricky to tell, but I can kind of see it's like those big
you can see,
giant
like, a bunch of
circles.
rings.
Yeah, those giant rings.
Yeah, just move your eyes through them, and then you'll see where it cuts off. And then if you look above, there's more rings.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, right there. There's a warp zone somewhere around there. So if you went into JSR and you fiddled around that area there, I'm pretty sure you could spot some seams where the warp is.
That's pretty interesting. I might have to play around with that later. I'll ask you more questions. Because yeah, I don't know. You seem to know a lot just like about the game's physics, which I think is really cool. And I haven't heard of anyone knowing this much, especially like since Neodos.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time analyzing a lot of the stuff.
Well, no, that's cool, man. Like I think it's great. I mean, I'm very impressed, and I don't know. I'm speechless at this point because I think it's cool. It was never something that came up in my mind. Like I was always interested in coding games, but I think I kind of went a different route with the whole YouTube thing. So I think it's cool that like people are going so far in depth, and then I can just kind of go around and mess things up and glitch it out. Like that weird, I don't know if you saw the secrets and glitches videos I did with that weird basketball hoop glitch where you could.
Yeah. I've seen that hoop glitch before. I can't remember if it was your video or not, but
yeah,
I do remember that glitch. Yeah,
it's such a very interesting thing. It's just like a collision texture that's always off. Like that's why I think these games are so cool because it's just like they're made to be fun, but they're probably maybe not the most polished games, but that makes it better.
Yeah, well, I mean, JSRF is pretty polished in my opinion. Like, I never really encountered much bugs playing it unless I outright like went and tried to break stuff.
Yeah, that's true. As I mean, like you would not know about the basketball hoop thing unless you were you saw
Yeah.
it, someone do it. And that's how I found out about it, because I saw a really, this little potato cam video. Someone's like, I gotta film this with my
I
digital
think that's
camera.
what I saw actually,
Yeah.
is a potato cam video.
And that was the whole thing with me trying to, make that kind of video. And that's why I want to do like this whole Jet Set Understand thing, because I feel like we should have it in a place where it's like easy to access and it's high quality. That's at least in my view. But I mean, I went way off track with that one. I was actually going to ask you about how you got into modding and all of this stuff in general. Like you said, you came back to Jet Set Radio. So I'm assuming that it wasn't really this that got you into computer programming and looking at, texture maps. So what kind of got you into that?
I mean, I just love games, whenever I was younger, around like, I started coding around like 11, 12, because we didn't really have money to buy video games.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, frig it, I'll just make my own then. How hard could it be? And then I kind of brute forced my way into making my own games. My early projects were not very good, admittedly. I had videos of them on YouTube, but I took them down because I'm embarrassed of them. But I mean, who isn't embarrassed of their first projects? But yeah, I've been doing it ever since then. It'd be just because I love doing it. It's a passion of mine. I don't usually release my stuff though. That's the thing. Like I have so many games that I'll make and maybe share with my close friends if they're lucky. I wasn't even going to release JSRFMP until a friend pressured me into doing it.
Yeah, I
which I'm
mean,
glad he did.
yeah, I'm definitely also glad that your friend pressured you. Not saying that your friend should do that all the time, but
He was like, "Man, this is good. You got something going here. You should definitely like share this. It'll blow up, I'm sure." And I was like, nobody will care. And he kept pressuring me, so I was like, all right, fine, whatever. I'll upload it to Game Jolt, and I'll release the first version, and then that'll be the end of it. I'll move on to other stuff.
So I think the way I found out about it is you commented on one of my videos. And normally I've had people kind of post stuff and I kind of look at it and I'm like, this looks kind of weird. But I think I just come off maybe like a year before playing the Project Beat demo and all of that madness that happened with like the developer.
Yeah, I've heard about that a lot.
Yeah. There's a reason why people used to make Domino's memes. That's all I'll tell you about that one.
Yeah. Oh, I know I know all about it.
The drama. Yeah, it got really messy really quickly. And like the worst part about it is like that's probably the most covered Jet Set Radio fan thing.
Yeah.
Ever.
I feel like it put a bad taste in people's mouths. So like whenever MP first came out, I didn't really get much positive feedback from the community at all. I think it was because of Project Beat.
Yeah, Project Beat definitely soured a lot of people on these like Unity type projects. You can if you even go look at old threads, people are just like crapping on it because they're like, this is like a Unity game, like it's just not really that polished. But I mean, JSRFMP is made in Unity, and you made grinding happen pretty damn quickly, which is something Project Beat couldn't even do at all.
I hate how Unity has like this bad rep because of like all these crappy asset flip games that get dumped on the Steam and all that. Like, it makes the engine look bad, I guess. So, and if anyone sees a game that's made with Unity, they just think like low effort piece of trash. But like you can do really awesome stuff with Unity. Just because it's easy to use doesn't mean that it doesn't have like the same limitless potential as like Unreal Engine or things like that.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, it's just a useful tool. I messed around with it a little bit a few years ago, but nothing really came of it. And I'm more of an audio guy than like a game dev guy. So, I mean, if I were to get into game dev, it would probably just be like as an audio coder. But what I wanted to know, do you remember what video it was that you commented on?
Yeah, I think it was the Project Beat video.
Okay.
I was hesitant to comment actually because I didn't think I would get a reply or anything. Usually I don't even bother like reaching out to people because I don't think they'll ever give me the time of day, but I guess I got lucky.
I mean, for me, what was interesting about it was I kind of looked at it and I was like, I don't know. I was like, because I kind of got, like you said, I got soured on Project Beat and I was really just not sure.
Yeah,
if it was
early builds weren't very great either. I can admit. You can trash them all you want. I understand they weren't very good.
I don't even think you could play on any other map aside from the 3 multiplayer
Yeah.
like battle maps. Because you didn't have jet race at all.
No, it was just Tagger's Tag. The game was originally only going to be Tagger's Tag. Actually, like I didn't think the game would get as big as it did. The first version was going to be the only version. I was just going to move on to other stuff.
Okay. And I mean, like, honestly, if you'd posted it and then I'd found it, like, I probably would have been like, I want to see more of this because it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it's obviously, like I said, there's just stuff in here. Even in like when I played 0.1.6, I was still thinking, like, this is already miles ahead of Project Beat. Like, you had actual animations, sound effects that actually made sense. And I mean, I still had kind of do some tweaks with Project Beat and some with the first version of JSRF MP, but like it wasn't much. Like it already, I was just like, this is gonna be good. And I mean, I kind of left it for a bit, and then I think you messaged me a few times, and then eventually you were like, "This is gonna." When you talked about 0.4.2, you were like, "This one's gonna have a lot of stuff." So I figured we should check it out.
Because like a lot of people said, "Oh, hey, I found you from the FalseProof video," and every time I heard that, I was like, "Yeah, that video is kind of like a really old version that I'm not really proud of anymore."
I felt bad though because you were saying like, "Oh, this is a newer version," and I'm like, "Man, if you look up his game on YouTube or like anywhere, it's like my video of this old version I played with my friend Alexa.
Yeah,
This is the one that's like this is his game." It's like, but that's not really the case anymore. And I mean, like, I think people have responded very well to like the new video. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna tell you right now, it is right now. It is my 4th most viewed video on my channel of all time.
huh?
I think it's done really well, and I think people are, very satisfied. I'm sure people even listening to this podcast are going to tell you that you did a great job. And I don't want to re-emphasize it, but you did a fantastic job, dude. So you have nothing to be ashamed of with this game for sure.
Yeah, well, I think the only way to go now is up.
Yeah, true. So we obviously talked about Project Beat kind of being a little bit of a sour note. Would you say that was your main motivation for making JSRF MP? Was there like other reasons, or you just kind of just wanted to make it?
Actually, JSRFMP was my second attempt into making a JSRF game. My first one, I got a little bit into, and then I heard Project Beat, and I was like, "Oh well, it's already being made. I might as well not bother." When I make games, I make them for my friends, like just stuff for us to play. Like, I was still in school at the time, high school, and I would make games for us to play during like lunch breaks and things like that. So I made JSRFMP so that we could play it during lunch breaks. And we'd also have like yearly Jet Set Radio multiplayer tournaments on the Xbox. Like they'd come over to my house, but eventually some of them moved away and they couldn't come over anymore. So I thought just make JSRFMP and then we can play our tournaments again.
No, I mean, that's actually sick. Like, I wish my friends would do that for me. Holy fuck.
So yeah, it was only going to be between me and my close friends, but yeah, I ended up sharing it. Also, they were also the people who were the least interested in the whole game.
That's funny.
Like, they played it once. I don't even think they played the newer versions at all. They played it once and they were like, yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I feel that pain with my friends from high school too. I'll be like, "Yo, guys, I made a new video on like a game we used to play," and they're just like, "Yeah, it's nice, Ben. That's great,
Yeah.
dude. I don't care." Like, I'm probably gonna make. There's a new. I used to play Mafia. If you ever played the Mafia games, I played those all the time.
Yeah. I'm recently playing through Mafia 2 Definitive Edition.
Oh yeah, You're how far are you right now?
I can't wait for the first one. I just beat the main story. I'm gonna do the DLC soon.
Nice. Yeah, smart idea for sure. Joe's Adventures is gonna be like your favorite one for sure. That's probably the best DLC.
I can't wait for the first one remaster because I played the first one and
it's rough. It is rough. It is rough. What do you think about the first one? Because personally, I do find
it.
You loved it. Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
I mean, it did take some getting used to. Like at first, I didn't really like it, but I got into it.
I played a little bit on Xbox, and it does not look good on the Xbox, which is surprising.
Yeah, the console versions I heard are really bad.
Oh, it looks like shit.
Yeah.
I played a bit of the PC version. I kind of dropped it, but I'll probably do a video on that probably after all this Jet Set Radio stuff is over in
Maybe
June.
wait for the remaster.
Well, I was gonna do that. I was gonna do like a review on the original, and then do like a comparison video between the remaster and the original. That was gonna be my idea, but I don't know. I probably will get it for sure, though. I don't know if they're gonna, because I know they're doing like a giant trilogy release, but I don't know if it's gonna be like a physical thing. I know it's definitely gonna be digital already.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I don't know.
I got the definitive edition of Mafia 2 for free since I already had Mafia 2.
I think I might have done that too, or I probably paid like $5 for it on Steam, because I know they took it off the store at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. No, that's sick. I'm glad I met somebody else who's like really into Mafia. So, but I had a friend I played the story mode of Mafia 2 with like probably 5 or 6 times. We just would go around and just mess around, which is kind of interesting considering it's not really open world. It's more just like episodic open worlds, I guess. Like each instance of like Empire Bay is just a different thing, which I thought was a cool approach. And then like neither of us were super into Mafia 3.
Mafia 3 I heard was bad.
What I'll say is Mafia 3 is better than most open world games, but it's not really, doesn't really hit that upper echelon. Like the story's okay. The gameplay, I like the territory type stuff because it kind of reminds me of the Godfather 2 game, which I liked personally. I like being able to like take over different territories and then have the AI try and take it back. I like that aspect of the gameplay, but
yeah, like a GTA San Andreas.
Yeah, but it was more like, it was definitely more emphasized in Mafia 3, and I know it's not for everyone for sure.
I know Saints Row 2 also had something like that.
Oh, really? Okay. Because I've only played like Saints Row the Third and then Saints Row 4.
Oh, Saints Row 2 is the best one easily.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't get it on PC. The PC port is like literally the worst port ever made of all time.
Yeah, because I think the first two are on 360, right? Or is the second one also on PS3?
The second one's on PC, PS3. The first one was an Xbox exclusive.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll check them both out because I was really into Saints Row the Third. I know they're not as wacky. They're more GTA clones than...
Yeah, that's why I didn't really like the third and fourth ones, because they were too... I thought they were too wacky. I wanted more like Saints Row 2 because, this coming from someone who like played Saints Row 2 and loved it.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough.
I was kind of disappointed whenever they kind of went off the deep end with it.
Maybe that's how some people felt when they made Jet Set Radio Future, and it was pretty much nothing like Jet Set Radio. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Well, we should probably maybe talk about Jet Set Radio a little bit more rather than just going on about open world games. Although I'm not going to be opposed to a Screenracer open world game. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Oh boy.
Oh, bud. But let's go back a little bit, because you were saying that you had made a fan game before Project B came out. Did you ever post anything about it? Because I've seen like some other games on there, but I'm just wondering if maybe it was something. No, okay.
I haven't. It never really got past like the really, really early prototyping stages. Like I literally just started it, and then I saw, there's Project Beat. Well, I mean, I might as well not bother.
Yeah. No, fair enough. I mean, like when that game gets all that hype, you just kind of don't really feel like making anything else. And I remember I kind of wanted to help them out with the dev stuff, and they were just kind of like very wishy-washy. And I was like, I was like kind of bummed out, but then I realized maybe it was probably for the best, because there was just a lot of drama with that. But
yeah,
let's maybe move on from that. Let's move on to a game that people can actually play. Like Jet Set Radio Future Multiplayer. So we're obviously version 0.4.2. I don't know how I messed that up. I've said it so many times, recording the voiceover for that video. Obviously, the next version, I think you had said it was going to be 0.5, maybe?
Next version will probably be like another content update.
Okay.
And then it'll be 0.5.
Gotcha.
So it'll be probably 0.4.5 and then 0.5.
Okay, gotcha. But barring any like sort of giant glitches with the game.
Yeah.
If there's nothing crazy going on, then it'll probably be okay. All right. So I'm just gonna be a bit nosy, and I mean, obviously I did a preview of the game, so I would like to, maybe ask, what is something that people can expect to see either in 0.4.5 or 0.5? Like, what's something that you can give me the nice exclusive on that's definitely going to be in the next versions of the game?
Well, half-pipe physics still aren't in yet, but I plan on doing those in 0.5
Okay.
along with the full sewer map.
Okay. Nice. Because that'll be interesting.
The reason I held off for so long on adding half-pipes is because I wanted to polish up all the other movement stuff first
Okay.
before I start introducing new stuff to possibly break the old stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like that's probably a good way to go.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, characters. I'm very curious about characters because on the Twitter for the game, you posted that screenshot of DJ Dr. K from Jet Set Sona,
Oh, yeah.
which was obviously made by another fan. I mean, you're a little vague, which is fine. I think it's understandable. You don't want to hype people up too much for being like, oh my God, there's going to be every single character from Jet Set Radio and more.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you didn't really give a whole lot of like, is this going to be a new character? Like what's kind of the deal with the characters? Are you going to try and add more like costumes from Jet Set Radio, more characters from Jet Set Radio and Jet Set Radio Future, or are you starting to look at like custom characters?
Well, I mean, I'd say a bit of both. Like, we always had like cool new skins and stuff like that, and also we already did add original characters. Obviously, I
Yeah.
like the boom bot and all that. So, yeah, I'd say a bit of both.
Okay. So I think that kind of goes into another question. I did see a tweet where someone asked if Ooh La La from Space Channel 5 was going to be in the game. And you
Yeah.
did say like I'm trying to like maybe keep this on the down low a little bit. Like I'm like you're fine with videos like mine of like giving people a preview of the game and people sharing it with the fans. But if you're going into other Sega IPs that are actively being used, then you could look at a cease and desist.
Yeah, I didn't actually know who Yulala, is that how you pronounce it?
Ooh La La.
Ooh la la. Okay.
Yeah, to be fair, I'd make the same mistake.
I didn't actually know who it was, so I was like, "What's a ooh la la?" I didn't actually. I thought it was like a character from another game because people ask that all the time. Like, "Oh, hey, can you add a freaking CJ from San Andreas?"
Yeah, my
And I'm like,
God.
"No, because I'm already like at risk of being shut down by Sega."
Yeah, that's very true.
So
So
yeah,
what I want to know is this is more prevalent in a lot of like fighting games, especially with ones that are a lot easier to mod. Like I'd say the easiest example that comes to my mind would be like Smash Bros, where you're doing texture mods, but you can still go online and fight people.
oh, were you asking about character modding?
Yeah, I want to know if that like that'll be a
Okay.
thing on like your like on the
Uh,
offline end or on like the player end rather than the server
yeah,
end.
sure.
Okay.
It'll be the way it's gonna work is like I'm gonna release an SDK which you can use to import your own models and all that. They have to be rigged properly though and all
Yeah.
that, but more info on that later. But yeah, you can use them. You're gonna be able to use them online as well. But the problem is everyone has to have the mod installed on their game as well.
Okay.
So like if you use a modded map, everyone else who joins you has to have the map in order to join you.
Okay. So, like, let's go back to maybe just characters because obviously maps are going to be like a much harder thing for you to control. But,
Yeah, characters will work the same way though. Like you'll have to have the same. So like if you have a Spider-Man player model,
okay,
then everyone else has to also have Spider-Man.
it won't be a thing like I have Spider-Man replacing someone as a skin as a texture mod on a certain character. You are actually letting people mod Spider-Man into their games.
Yeah, they'll be added. I don't know if I'll do replacers or not, but
Okay.
added characters definitely. Like you'll add stuff to the roster. You won't have to replace anything.
I, I think that's cool as fuck. Like, that's sweet. I definitely would be interested in doing stuff like that. Obviously, if you're gonna be going through like the process of modding in characters, like you know your way around like adding that stuff in and rigging models. I did the same thing with my friends in VR chat. Like it's not super hard. So as long as I think you give people a good
Yeah,
tutorial that they can follow.
the JSRF rig is actually pretty messed up. Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
not really the same as like a standard rig that you would see on anything else. It's pretty primitive. and kind of hard to work with.
What's like the biggest issue you'd say with rigging JSRF models?
The the rig is reversed for some reason. Like it's the wrong way. So if you want to rig something, you have to rig it backwards.
Oh, okay.
Uh, and the feet bones aren't exactly like on the ground, obviously because the huge skates that they have on, but that
Right.
can be a bit disorienting too. Like the bones tend to bend in weird ways sometimes. Like it's not sometimes like there's not much you can do to rig it properly. You're just gonna have deformations no matter what you do. Nora can give you all sorts of war stories about rigging on that rig.
So you'd say it like the biggest issue is because I'm trying to think about this for a second because I remember there was a couple times that landing on the rails was like a little too easy comparatively to like Jet Set Radio Future. So I was that part of that reason. Like, is it the rigging itself that's causing
Oh
that?
no. That's the grind magnetism.
Oh, okay. So that's just like a number value you can give to pretty much any rail in the game.
Yeah, pretty much. Or
Okay.
every character has it.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Because I was just like, that was something that I also kind of noticed. I was like, it's sometimes it's a little easy for me to get on some rails.
Yeah, I guess it might need some tweaking. I'm still balancing that stuff out, but
Honestly, if balancing is one of your biggest worries with this game, I don't think you have much to worry about, honestly. You did say mod support is obviously going to be included. How extensive do you think it's going to be? Because you did mention custom maps, you mentioned custom characters. Like, how much are you going to let people mess around with this game?
maps and characters
Yeah.
and so yeah, you're gonna be able to add maps, you're gonna be able to add characters. Also whenever we get the DJ, which is gonna be a new DJ since we don't have DJK's voice actor and we would
Yeah.
need like new lines for all the new modes and all that.
Right.
You're gonna be able to make like your own DJ voice packs.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
like yeah, someone could probably mod DJK back in if I don't.
Yeah, no, I feel like someone's gonna probably pay a voice actor who kind of sounds like Billy Brown to do that. If I'm being honest, someone is gonna be that hardcore enough.
Maybe.
I'm not gonna say it's me. I'm not gonna promise that. But no, I was because you had said that. I think we may have had that conversation before, but I'm trying to remember because we've had a lot of talks just about the game and Jet Set Radio in general. But I feel like someone would pay some portion of money to get a Billy Brown sound alike. But you're not planning on having like a DJK character. You kind of want to do something like where
Nah.
it's
Well, he is gonna be in the story. I've my friend Modulus is writing the story mode, like the
yeah,
script for the story mode. So
right.
I don't really know much about it. But what I do know is that DJK is gonna be like on vacation basically after the events of Just at Radio Future.
Okay,
So this new DJ takes over while he's gone.
gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that'll be interesting for sure. I
Yeah.
would say this is probably one of the most requested questions because I have people I may have thrown people off a little bit with the title of the video by saying that it's going to surpass Jet Set Radio Future HD. And I had a few people get a little pissed off that I said that I don't know if we
Uh,
need a remake if we have this and it's going to be this polished already. And you can say it's hyperbole. I'm going to tell you straight up, since you're here right now, like that's not me exaggerating. Like it's already this good. I'm fairly certain I don't think I need one because I can play Jet Set Radio Future anytime I want. I have the combo disc. I'll probably wind up getting the standalone version. I'll probably wind up getting the Japanese version. I can play it on my computer and I've played it 5 or 6 times. I don't need to know the story of Jet Set Radio Future.
a lot of people say that like they're like, oh, they didn't remake the story. And well, the reason I didn't do that is because if you want to play the original story, you might as well go play JSRF. Like, there's no way that I could make JSRF better than JSRF did.
There's no plans right now or any plans at all to remake the story of the original game.
Um, I might as like a DLC or something later on down the road, like an add-on, like in an update or something. Maybe not confirming anything though.
Yeah, it's not something you want to promise.
Yeah, no.
That's understandable. Because it's a big ask, right?
Yeah, I just felt like there's no way I could make JSRF better than JSRF.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair point. But let's talk about that new story that your friend Modulus is writing. Um,
I don't know how much I'll be able to say. I don't actually know a whole lot about it,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'll try my best to answer any questions.
No worries. So it's is it taking place like right after the game ends? Like, do you,
Yeah, it's gonna be like a sequel to Jet Set Radio Future, like a unofficial sequel.
okay. So it's not going to be one of these up in the air things of whether or not it's a prequel, a sequel, an alternate
Yeah,
timeline where, Yo-Yo's brain gets replaced with NT-3000s, nothing crazy
no,
like that.
it's a sequel.
Gotcha. Cool. That's probably one of the biggest debates between Jet Set Radio fans, whether or not Future is a sequel, a prequel, a remake.
The In a GameSpot interview, I'm pretty sure the developers said that it's like a reimagining.
I see. I've seen that. I've seen other interviews say it's a prequel. Like it's, that's why I'm trying to do this whole series of where I'm
Yeah,
trying to
who
nail down
knows?
the actual facts, right? Like it's just insane.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to involve the GGs at all?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course. You will be able to play as all your favorite characters, but there will be like 4 new original characters.
Okay.
But yeah, you will also be able to play as your favorite GG characters as well.
Cool. All right. I mean, bouncing off of that, and obviously with that screenshot of DJ Dr. K, is there going to be any sort of involvement with Jet Set Sona? Will there be like the Skate Tengu?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
Some involvement, but you would say it could be just like, modded characters or just new characters in the game.
I know Modulus said that he's working with Kainonaut,
Yeah.
the dude behind Sona.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, I have heard Skate Goo is going to be in it.
Okay. So there's definitely going to be some sort of involvement in the story with Jet Set Sona.
Yeah.
Okay. That's impressive. That was actually one of my bigger questions because I was curious because of the timing between like when you put out your version and then it's only really been like a couple months since the whole Jet Set Sona challenge thing. So I wanted to actually at least ask you.
Yeah.
So here is a fun one that a lot of people probably don't want to know. And I feel like it's probably a good one to wrap up with. Do you think, in your expert opinion, that there is going to be a Jet Set Radio 3 or a new Jet Set Radio game from Sega?
No.
You just don't see it happening?
No, I don't.
No.
If they haven't done it yet, they won't do it now.
No, you don't think 20th anniversary is going to sell it for them?
Like they released 2 games in the franchise and both of them flopped. I don't see like you have to look at it from like a business perspective because
Yeah.
that's all these companies care about, right? Is the money.
Hmm.
And well, why would they go to the well again if it didn't work the first 2 times?
Yeah.
They can just release a crappy Sonic game and then get like twice the money.
Yeah. It sells just as well. Or actually probably way better.
It doesn't even need to be good and it'll still sell.
Yeah. What's super funny to me is people are so mad that I even suggested that Sonic could be in Jet Set Radio 3 or a new Jet Set Radio game. Pissed. The most liked comment on that video was, "We don't want Sonic." And I was like, okay, fair enough. So, you know what? I'll wrap up with this question. All right. Am I going to be able to play as Sonic in Jet Set Radio Future Multiplayer without having to mod him in myself?
Maybe.
I like the fact that you didn't shut me down completely. So,
I'm sorry, I love that comment.
yeah, I know, right?
We don't want Sonic.
We don't want, yeah, just that's it for me. Fuck. I don't know. Like, I mean, you got that Project M outfit. Like, it looks so good. That's all I'm saying, man. He looks good in that Beat outfit. I don't know why you're trying to deny me. I don't know why you're trying to deny me. Whatever. Rude. I'm insulted, and I'll never live this down. Anyway, thanks so much for taking the time for this interview. Obviously, you're very busy with Jet Set Radio Future Multiplayer. But again, thanks for making it. Actually, you know what? I'll end off with this one. When do you think we'll see an original Screenracer game?
Oh gee, not anytime soon. I branch out and do my own original games, but the problem is, like, I'm a coder, right? So
yeah,
like all my projects have used like stolen art assets from like other games.
Yeah,
because I'm not really an artist. And I can't really model or animate.
Fair, yeah.
So that's the only thing holding me back from making my own games.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough, man. So yeah, thanks for doing this interview.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries. If you want to check out Jet Set Radio Future Multiplayer, I will link it down below. If you haven't seen that video I've done, I mean, you could go check it out. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Jet Set Understand. Go check out Screenracer. Go check out his Patreon. Go check out Jet Set Radio Future Multiplayer. And stick around for some more Jet Set Radio content. I'll see you next time. Bye.